Hey guys, I want to share with you today one of the ways that I help limit a buyer from walking away from one of my contracts. Obviously, when I'm under contract, the goal is to get to the closing table. And under the TREC form, which I use on all of my deals, is there's many ways for a buyer to perfectly legally, morally, and ethically walk away from that contract without penalty. Well, as a seller, I want to limit that. One of the limitations I want is under paragraph 6D, as in David. That is the objection paragraph. You usually give the buyer 2 to 7 days to object to certain matters on the title commitment and in the survey. So Schedule B would be the objectionable matters, if there are any in there, as defined under paragraph 6A of the contract. So if it's allowed there, they can object to it, and if they object and I can't cure it, they can walk away. I'm going to limit that. If I bought this property, say 3 months ago or 4 months ago, I got a title commitment. So I'm going to put that title commitment into the MLS supplements, so that buyer, before we ever sign on the dotted line, that buyer and that buyer's agent, if one's involved, have had time to look over Schedule B, over that title commitment, specifically Schedule B, and say if there's anything objectionable to them, any issues with it. If there's not, then I'm going to have language in my contract form, in my special provision, that states they've already reviewed all of those in that prior commitment, all Schedule B and C items. They object to none. They've waived any objections to that. Now, if we get to their contract and their title commitment, and there's new ones on Schedule B, then they have a right to object to those, and they should. It's only fair. But it's also reasonable that if they've already seen all of these Schedule B and Schedule C items and they don't object to anything, well, then why should I allow them afterwards to walk away from my contract by objecting to the very same items? So I limit them from doing that by putting language in my contract that they've already reviewed everything on that prior commitment, including the date and it was issued, so forth. And then once they get theirs, if there's nothing new, they, at least under that provision, they're not able to walk away. Something to think about when you're selling your properties. Hope that helps some guys.